Hey guys, it's your boy Colmore aka Deja Vu coming at you with another track down breakdown video. Don't know why I threw all those downs in, but in this one, I'll be breaking down my track I Can't Be Your Superman. Actually a remix of a track originally done by Skylar Spence. The original was actually super awesome, got a nice French house groovy vibe. I definitely would suggest checking that out. For now, we'll get into the meat and potatoes of how exactly I made the really thick chord saw sounds you hear in the breakdown that's really in your face. Alright, so before we get started, I'd like to apologize in advance for the various clipping you hear throughout the track. As you can see, got a little bit too much going on right now. Tried to disable as many plugins as possible. Tried to do all the other various CPU, memory, optimization tricks and techniques. So there's still a little bit. There'll be a little bit of clipping there. But hopefully it won't be too bad, that I can still get my various tips and tricks across. So with that, let me show you the breakdown really quick. So the main thing that's kind of giving it that raw edge is it's really these synths down here. So we got, let's see if I can just solo these ones. So that's really what's allowing the track to kind of stand out together. It's really these two thick sounds stuck together. The massive one, it's literally just the default one that pops up when you open Massive for the first time. I think with the sustain up so you don't get that pluck sound, so it's just one big blast sound. And then this one, just a couple quarter pulse waves. So in terms of the sounds themselves, not really a whole lot going on here. There's definitely a lot of processing, which in my previous videos I go over what I like to do with these. So for brevity's sake, and to give you guys a little bit some new relevant information, we'll go over these again. But I think the main thing you want to take away from here is that for these thicker sounds right here, the reason why they sound so thick is because when they're layered with a kind of fuzzy, warm sound that sounds really good with three voices. Let me enable it here. So the sob here, when I play these three voices, you know, they sound really good. I can play three voices at the same time. Whereas in order to get these grittier sounds, I have to play them at a lower octave. So if I were to try to do three voices for these at a lower level, so let's say this massive one, doesn't sound super good, as you can, as it doesn't take too much to tell. So what I do in order to kind of reconcile this is I'll take the root note of the chord progression I'm playing. I'll have the distorted sounds, the really low, gritty sounds. I'll have them play just the root note, and then I'll layer it with a super saw, fuzzy, saw wave thing that's playing multiple voices, so that you still kind of get that super gritty sound, but it still has that warm, lushed out feel. And that's because it's a combination between these single voice gritty sounds and this polyphonic super saw sound we got up here. So then by itself it sounds like this, and then the grindy thing by itself, that's just playing one note, so you can actually hear it just sounds like this. So if you combine the monophonic grindy sound with the polyphonic saw sound, you get this sound. Again, layering that with the sub. And the sub actually gave it a little bit more than just a sub. I'm opening it up right around the 200 range, letting some of those frequencies seep through, because I found, again, just after experimentation, that mid-range sounded a lot better than what the saws were bringing. So I scooped that out and allowed the sub to come through. And then just layered it with your the kick, clap, and then a little white noise on top, of course. Just give it the high end a little bit more sparkle. Another thing I want to show you guys that I thought it was really interesting, and I think you guys will get a lot of value out of this, is layering to a stable sound together, and then a sound that has some automation on, let's say, the volume, or has some vibrato on it. So to illustrate, this is the break, and this is what. You look for trouble. So if you hear, we have this kind of whoop 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 that's playing the same notes, but when you layer it with kind of a steadier sound, kind of the contrast between the two really gives the break a nice atmosphere that having them both play just straight chords without any movement would give it. I think finally the last thing I want to provide for you guys to really help you guys kind of really get those synths that really jab in your face. It's a lot about, at least from what I've noticed, a lot about EQing away kind of the low muddy ranges, and then using distortion and saturation to really bring out, oh shut up dog, to bring out the higher frequencies. So to illustrate, I'll go back to my grindy sound here. It sounds super thick, but I'll take off the effects. So it sounds alright. It's got some higher harmonics, but you definitely, to my ear, and I think for you guys who may have a little bit more trained ear, it definitely has a muddier feel to it. So what I was able to do, or at least what I went about doing, and I'll just walk you guys step by step how exactly I made this sound a lot thicker, using a little bit of Camel Crusher, because at least I found Camel Crusher gives the higher harmonics a little more grit to it. Again, as you notice, there's that mud coming through because of how Camel Crusher is pushing everything together. So what I did here, first off, getting rid of some of the super low sub frequencies, and then scooping out a little bit of the low mid range here. So it's already sounding a lot more. It's already sounding a lot less muddy, a little bit more in your face. Then I took Maximus here. For any frequencies that were coming super low, putting that in mono. Another little trick I find that really helps is that if you make your frequencies down from about 1 to 2K down lower, if you make those more mono, and you really open up the stereo width of your higher frequencies, that kind of gives an illusion of width. So that was another trick I found. And I threw a little bit of K-clip on there, just to really glue it all together. I think this is the sidechain compression. So it ducks whenever it, and then a little bit, and one last EQ. This was mainly to get out of the way of the vocal, and in addition, I found that when I was messing around with the sub, because I liked the sub moving up, I like the frequencies of the sub around 308 to seep through there, I decided, you know what, in order to make room for that, I needed to cut around 200, so that's what the final thing does. So because of it, combining those things together, you get this really thick, saw, gritty sound that when you remove all the mud away and you put a lot of distortion and clipping, and then you widen the stereo, at least for the higher frequencies, and you make the lower frequencies a little bit more mono, gives it a wider, grittier sound. Alright, so that was the track breakdown of my I Can't Be Your Superman. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope you guys got a couple tricks and tips to take away from that. If you guys liked the video, be sure to hit like, subscribe. I'll be posting more of these as I get requests, and as I just get on the spur of the moment, the inkling to do them. If you guys really did enjoy it, and you think you have a friend who would get some value out of this, I'd encourage you guys, and ask for you guys to send it their way. That way you can make their day, help them out a little bit. That way it helps me out, and helping you guys out to become the best producers you can possibly be. So with that, it's been your boy, Colin Ward, aka Deja signing out. Hope you guys enjoyed, and with this video, check it out for now. Until next time, keep up those awesome productions. I look forward to hearing them and seeing all of your beautiful baby faces in the next track breakdown video.